Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Trap on the Boomer Buzz channel, a Bears podcast by a Bears fan. I'm your host, Terry, and today going to be looking at some Justin Fields slash Bears offense passing game. Probably, I can't tell with the coach film, but I would say towards just the first half. I know there's more to look at. But A, that would take way too long to look through everything. And B, I feel like a broken record. I'm not going to go through every single play because this is the exact same stuff that I talked about last year. If you go back and you watch those film sessions, it's not much different. The complaints are the exact same from the fans. Terrible play calling. Really, what is the play call? You don't even know what it was. People blaming Getsy for Fields checking down. People saying there was never a time to throw. All these different things. It's the exact same as last year. So, got a handful that we'll go through and we'll break some of that down. And to be honest, you could kind of extrapolate that throughout the rest of the game. The same thing we'll see in these plays. It's kind of the same stuff we see throughout the game, which is really a mix between all the different complaints that people have. And as I said last year, it's not just one person. It's a team game. It's always going to be a team game. And so people don't want to hear that. That's not the cute answer, but that's the truth of the matter. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this first play. One thing that I like is that they added the speed to this so we can finally slow it down. So we're going to be at 75% speed. So on this play, you see Justin Fields throw it to the flat, gets a pretty nice gain. Now we're going to go back and look at the rest of the routes. So this is essentially a modified smash route is what you're going to see. This is taking a while for it, whatever. So we're going to have the corner route come here, and then we're going to have an inside hitch as well as an outside hitch. And so this is going to give you two flat options, and then you got the vertical corner route. Then backside, you kind of just have Komet coming up the seam. He might bring it across. And then I believe that's DJ Moore, but you got your other receiver coming across as well. But those backside, this is meant to hit pretty quick. So, again, if we started over from the beginning, they're going to motion the receiver Scott. And so he's essentially coming out the backfield to the wide perimeter. And it's open. It's the right decision to make. You see number 29, Rasul Douglas. If we go back a little bit, number 29, he's going to drift back. He's going to drift back towards this corner route, leaving the flat open. It's a smash route. That's what you want to do. That's what you take every single time. So if we look at the protection, we want to look at that. This is a quick hitter. You don't need a whole lot. Protection is okay. And so I'm fine with that 100%. All right, so we're going to jump to our next play. Now we're coming out of motion from a 3x1 to a 2x2. We see that it's a tight formation to the left side. So now we have a sprint out and a smash route again, this time complete down the field to Mooney. So again, when you talk about a smash route, you're going to get, let me just pause it here, you're going to get the corner route down here, and then on the outside, you're going to get a hitch. Now, the only difference is they kind of sprinted this out to get him on the move and on the perimeter. So a lot of people are talking about they need to do this. They're like they don't get him on the move. This particular one, I didn't love the way. So they pull Braxton, and really both tackles don't do a great job. And so I can't super blame Justin Fields for this. I'm going to try to put this in slow motion. Can't really super blame him for this because Darnell, the right tackle, he's going to lose his block. He just stops his feet, and I believe that's Wyatt. He's able just to keep running. So already you have Justin Fields has extra pressure that he doesn't need because that's a defensive tackle. Wright should be able to make that block. And then you got Braxton coming to the edge. Now, Lucas Van Ness, he's looking to pin that down, make sure nothing comes backside. So you should catch him off guard. Part of it is Darnell getting pushed back into Braxton, but the other part is just bad angle. Now, once you get here, you know it's a perimeter play. You know the quarterback sprinting out. You need to attack that outside shoulder as best as you can. And he grabs it, but that's not what I need. I need you to move your feet and get in the way. So even though Braxton squares up with his block, Van Ness easily has the outside edge, so now Justin can't really threaten there. And then again, you see Darnell standing here losing his block. So now Justin has nowhere to go. He needs to get rid of this ball. He makes the right decision. Darnell is the right option here, but like I said, as you can see, he really doesn't have an open lane to throw, so he makes the throw, which is athletic, impressive across his body, but super dangerous. Like, if Darnell wasn't this wide open, that would have been intercepted. Look how far back this ball is. They're obviously going towards the sideline. They want the ball to come here. Is thrown way back inside. And again, I don't necessarily blame Justin Fields for that, but the O-line causes a much harder throw than it needs to be. And then on top of that, the question is with the design, I personally, like, you pull the tackle, that's fine. And I don't hate the design. I'm not a huge count, like that blocking scheme where you pull somebody around off of actual, like, hand the ball off play action. I'm fine with that, but just out of shotgun like that, you asking for trouble. But still, Darnell Wright has to win his block better than that. And he kind of caused that. So we're going to go to the next play. And I believe we'll just watch it. Oh, yeah. So I threw this play in. It's not a pass play. This is a play that's on Justin Fields as well, because, again, we keep having this conversation about design runs, decision-making, all that. This very well could have been designed as a handoff, but obviously the motion is as a read. If you Justin Fields, who runs for less, you have to see this. This man is crashing hard. He's not thinking about Justin Fields. And then the safety's coming too, but even if he doesn't, you still got numbers here on the matchup with your receivers. And the way the receivers are blocking, I think that this play definitely was designed to be a read. But either way, Justin Fields, if it wasn't, take this ball and go. They are flying. Justin Fields was wide open. I'll go back to the wide angle so you can see what I'm talking about. Look at all this space. They're like, again, this safety is way out of position. At this point, Darnell Mooney and more, they don't have to block much. Justin Fields could take this to the perimeter. He could cut this up inside. That's big yards right there. So that was one play that I saw that I thought was interesting to go ahead and throw in there. All right, so the next play, where's our other receiver? Oh, there's Komet. So yeah, we were in 2x2, motion over, play action. So now let's look what we have downfield. You got a vertical that's just taking that off the top. And then you got a double dig, deep digs coming across the field. and then you got a flat route. And as you can see, Justin Fields has plenty of time. So I'll start that over. Try to let it run. I don't know why it makes that shadow when you have the controls up, but whatever. We've been dealing with this stuff for years. I'm just glad they gave us our slow motion back. So, again, Mooney's off of motion, going to go vertical. Then you're going to have 2 digs, one later. And so, now looking at that, you get, I think he stays in bounds and gets the first down. If not, you get close to the first down. So, this, in a nutshell, is what the conversation is. When you say, why did Getsy make them, or why are they calling flat routes? They don't call flat routes. This is why it pisses me off with this conversation. If I saw a play where the coach just called everybody standing in the flat, they're not doing anything else, I would agree with you all day long. And any offensive coordinator, they don't always do this. I mean, but I would say about 70% of your pass plays, they should be attacking multiple areas. You have Mooney attacking vertical. You have Herbert attacking in the flat. You got 2 intermediate here. The only thing you don't have is the backside, which is fine. You motion this way. You want to cut the field in half. This is what you do to help quarterbacks who need help reading the field. So, if I was, like I said, most of my plays, I want to attack both flats. I want to have something coming across the middle. I want to have something vertical. And so people talk as if the play call is where he has no option but to throw it flat. And it's not the case. Justin Fields on this play has the choice. He has 3 options here. One-on-one with Alexander. This vertical is not really an option. I mean, he has the arm, but not really an option. That's a decoy route. So now you can see clean in the pocket. Foot is already planted. He can go to the flat, and it's fine because these linebackers suck up into the middle a lot during this game because they're watching Justin Fields. And that is also one of the reasons frustrating because he has that extra advantage. So this perimeter is open. Yes, I'm fine with that throw. But he also, you got 2 guys watching him and watching the flat. This is wide open. He could have made that throw easily. And he's got space in the pocket to step up and do it. And then you got another one wide open with Moore. Obviously, these are deeper downfield. They're further, but I've seen other plays, and we'll see. Justin Fields has plenty of arm to make this throw. This is the decision he makes. And so we have to stop. If Getsy's wrong, he's wrong. And I'll call it out when he is. But people do not know what they're talking about. That's not a play call thing. That's a quarterback thing. So now we'll watch from the end zone where you can see the pass protection. And again, I ain't saying pass protection was perfect. Not by far. Not this game. But on this play, you get 6-man protection, 4-man rush. Nobody's doing nothing. This pocket's clean. Even if you felt this was somewhat icky, you step up here and make this throw, which is to the area you're throwing anyway. You step up to the left, throw to the left. He stands flat, makes an arm throw. It works well, cool. But don't sit here and be like, why we keep throwing to the flat. That is Justin Fields' decision. And so that's one of the things that just frustrates me. All right, so let's jump to the next play. I kind of want to leave this in slow motion, but it's in super slow motion. So anyway, we're empty. We're going to do a motion, a little jet motion, play action. Justin Fields decides to take off. And maybe I should let the play first before I break it down. So Justin Fields take off, make some good yardage. So the first thing we're going to look at is what were the routes? What were the options that he had? So you get to the top of the drop. Essentially, you got off the jet motion, you got a flat route, which I love, by the way. That's a small thing when you're talking about building plays. I love that. And then you got 2 curls over the middle. And then DJ Moore is running, you want to say an over route, dig route, whatever, behind it. So the idea is either the linebackers sit here and this opens up behind them, or they get depth and one of these guys are open. And then you got Mooney. I'm not sure really what he's running. Might be another curl. Now, the thing is, you got options here. You have options here. The other question becomes pass protection. At top of his drop, does he have pass protection? Time to do it. And we'll look at it from the end zone copy, but I just want to look at it from here first. Because I don't hate the play design. You got options. So, again, Justin, it's a quick step, but Justin's planted. He's been planted already. So, by the time he's planted, first of all, you got wide open. We talk about flat routes being a problem. You got a wide open flat route, which is kind of a hot route for you, if you had any type of blitz, whatever. Then, even from here, and I can't see who the receivers are, but you got wide, I wouldn't say wide, but you got somebody wide, they're sitting between the zones perfectly. This isn't man coverage, it's zone. So they find an open spot to settle down, and they have it. I mean, Kmet as a big body tight end, if you throw this in time, you could make it here if you want. But let's just say that's too murky. This is wide open in the NFL. Let's say you don't like those two. You know DJ Moore. You should know DJ Moore is coming here. This is wide open. First of all, you can see it from where you're standing at. Schematically, you should know this wide open because both linebackers are right here. And so this guy's running out towards the flat. He can't defend both of these. And even no matter where he goes, he's leaving that open. DJ Moore is wide open coming across. And so at this point, even if you decide to move out the pocket, you could still make this play before you cross the line of scrimmage. Now, some people might say Justin Fields more dangerous on that play running. I'm not going to super disagree with you. He might feel like, hey, it's a better option for me to take off than it is for me to make this throw. So now we're going to watch it from the end zone copy to see the pass protection. So the jet comes. They pick up the stunt well. I mean, I understand that Wyatt is falling all over Wright, and I'm not going to spend too much time talking about Wright, but we could break that down one day if y'all truly want to, because, like I said, he was just really playing with bad technique. But you already at top, I wouldn't say top of your drop, but you're ready to make a throw here if you want. Kmet's covered. That's where he's looking at. That's fine. I understand. But now you got to understand, this is where a quarterback has to understand the pocket and the situation. Okay, you feel like this pressure might be coming. You know that pressure's not near you. Step to the right. Now, you step to the right wanting to run, but you got to step to the right as a passer. Justin Fields is staring directly at 23. Like I said, you want to say Kmet's gone, that's fine. He's staring directly at 23. He's got the flat route, and he's got more coming across the field. So like I said, if you want to press the line of scrimmage and he pump fakes, I don't know if he's scared or what, you could have made any of those throws. But he decides he wants to run. I don't hate the decision, but that's his decision. That's not the play call. That's not the scheme. None of that is the issue. That's his decision, and that's him not being able to read the play. It just is what it is. If you ever listen to me talk about other quarterbacks, I told you, and this is a longer discussion, but this idea that people get a good receiver and they just turn to a good quarterback is ridiculous. I told you when Tua started good last year, I said, this was the first week. I said, screw anything about Tyreek Hill. Tua looks like he's reading it differently. He knows where his players are supposed to be. So when things break down, he doesn't panic. And to be honest, he wasn't horrible at his rookie year, but still. Then, same thing with Jalen Hurts. Oh, A.J. Brown's going crazy. I said in that first game, bump A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts looked like he knows his offense and where people are supposed to be. Josh Allen, same thing. Justin Fields has not hit that level. All right, so we're going to go ahead with this play. So we motion. We got a stack 2x2, full back. Little change up in personnel. So again, top of the drop, what do we have? We got a curl here, curl over the middle, curl, vertical, down the field, flat route. Now, I hate this play. But if you've been listening to me, where did you see this from? You saw it with Matt Nagy all the years he was there with Trubisky. Nothing different. Guess what? You watch the Chiefs, you will see this play. You watch most teams, you will see this play. Not every team. They're like, I would say, everybody says Sean McVay has like this huge influence on the league. I don't think so, to be honest. I don't think that many people run what he runs. That's a team you rarely going to see just a bunch of curls. If it's rarely more than one person. Everybody's usually going somewhere, and they're usually going horizontal. Those are my favorite type offenses because those throws are easy. You see that more with the Vikings. They did that a lot. And so those teams, that's the kind of scheme I like. But there's more than one scheme to be successful. But this is the type of play. So I'm not going to sit here and act like Luke made this crazy play. You see this a lot. We saw this all throughout our previous regime. It's a play that NFL players like, or NFL play callers like. So it is what it is. So the pocket is clean enough, and we'll get to that point because we're way past the plant point. Obviously, you might not like that curl. You might not like that curl, but Komet, that's easy. And then you got flat, which is wide open. Justin Fields takes the flat, and we get a good game. I'm not mad at it. And there's going to be people, again, that are like, why do we keep throwing flat? We need to run something vertical. Now, would I classify this as a vertical pass concept? No, but there are options downfield. So right here, well, he moved off his spot, but that's right about the plant time. So we see Komet hasn't uncovered yet. We still got people getting to their spots. He resets, replants. Now he should be able to see it wide open. Quay Walker is in the bind, and this is kind of why people like this. He makes a decision. Now you go back to Komet. And he chooses to go flat. That is on Justin Fields. That's not on Luke Getsy. Again, two things be true at once. I'm not a big fan of that scheme or that concept that a lot of people run, but it still can be effective. All right, so we got a 3x1. I'll let it run. We motion at a backfield, so essentially you got empty. Oh yeah, this is I put this in for y'all, boy. The prize possession, my bad, I wasn't even Chase Claypool. Let me take that back. That was Robert Tonyan. But either way, same thing we talked about before. Even though Tunyan's not a receiver, he's a tight end. But we really just did not have blocking from our perimeter guys. And it blows up a lot of plays. There is a Claypool play that I'll show later, but let me get some quote unquote respect to him. This was not, and I didn't do it just because it was Claypool, but this is the point I talked about. This is a swing screen. That should have been all day long. I see once again people, Luke Getsy throwing these screens is so stupid. This, first of all, every NFL team, the NFL should be able to run most screen games. Most. The only thing that'll change that if you got linemen that might not be able to do it, but in 2023, everyone should be able to do it. This is a play that has nothing to do with your linemen. This is an easy staple. Trips, running back weak away from the trips. Motion towards the trips, throw it. You got 3-on-3 numbers. That should be gone all the time. The linemen have nothing to do with this play. This screen is all on the receivers. And Tunyon just I believe Tunyon's 18. If I'm wrong, whoever that is, just completely gave no effort in blocking and got not only messed up a play that could have been a big gain, but then allows a huge loss, which again puts us behind the sticks and makes this even harder. So I want to throw that one in there. I'm going to jump to the next one. And I believe this is the run play I was discussing. Yeah, it is. So Claypool messes this up with a real bad block. And as I said earlier, I don't, when I did our recap, I don't necessarily love these plays if you don't have the personnel. There's some teams you watch this past week, they got dogs at receiver that will give you effort, and running backs. See ETN from the Jags, they will go for it. So again, this is kind of a pin and pull concept a little bit. It's not a complete pin and pull, but they're going to pin. It sounds silly, but they're going to pin Darnell Mooney down here onto Preston, and then Claypool's supposed to come down to the next man, which would be Campbell, the linebacker. And then Darnell is going to come around that and lead, which hopefully would be to a DB that he can clean up. So starts off fine. And again, these don't need a lot of time. Mooney, the reason they do this is because the receiver's already in position. It's basically a crackback, which is why they call it crack block. So Mooney's right there. He just got to get a little bit to get Preston out of the way. Claypool, on the other hand, and part of this is Campbell, but Claypool just does not get any type of position. So when he contacts Campbell, he blows up Wright, who Wright already sees Campbell and starts to pull up to make this block. Even if Wright is able to make this block, 25 is wide open because he wasn't able to get to that block. So this whole play gets blown up, and you see again Darnell Mooney. He's closer. I get it. You can give him that. But you see how he angles and gets in position? He gets there quick, angles, gets in position. Claypool false steps, allows Campbell to trigger upfield. Now he's out of position, can't make this block. Wright's trying to pull up to compensate, and it just gets completely blown up. And so, yeah, that's what that is. And those are the type of plays, and there's other ones that I didn't put on here, where our receivers are not helping us in the run game like they should be. All right, so we're going to go to another pass play. We got 2x2. Pocket comes down quick. Quick throw, DJ Moore. Now, this is a concept called different things, but it's a little popular now. So out of 2x2, it's a variation of the smash route, variation of the bench route. Essentially 2x2, number one is going to release inside, then bend it to a corner. Number two is going to run a quick out. So again, it's kind of like a bench, but instead of this person going vertical, he just runs a corner out. instead. So it's almost like smash as well. But that's a popular play right now. And that's a quick throw, and it's the right decision. I believe it was mirrored on the backside. So backside is also running the same thing. But obviously you motion over, you see what the coverage is. Linebacker doesn't bump out. This guy's on the edge, more than likely going to play or he's going to rush because it's 4 down. Linebacker does not bump out apex or nothing, so it's going to be hard for him to get to this out route. So now I'm saying, okay, this nickel's lined up. He's in position, so I want to throw it to this side. So I'm assuming Justin Fields understands all that, sees it. Edge guy comes. Linebacker's not in position. They're playing off coverage. Boom. Easy pitch and catch. No complaints from me about that one. All right, so next play, we got Mooney in the backfield plus a motion. This type of stuff I love. Now, I'm a 20 personnel type of guy. I don't care who it is. It could be Mooney or whoever, but I like the 2 backs in the backfield and using motion. It just creates uncertainty for the defense. But we hit that slant to Moore for a big gainer. So now let's look at it. We motion already. So defense is alert. Motion, we got a flat route option. We got another flat route option. We got a curl over top. I believe Claypool just goes vertical for a decoy, and then you got a backside slant. So, or not backside, but you got a slant here. So essentially, this play, because of the way it's drawn up, I believe was created because this isn't a mirror play. Doesn't look like too much like what we've done because usually we take it to the outside or we curl. We don't really bring it inside with a slant or anything. So I believe they did this because they saw these linebackers, like I said, they've been sitting over the middle all day. And so with the safeties off, they do a lot of cover 3 shell this game, and the linebacker sitting in the middle, you have that area around the seam that's open. And so, I don't know if Justin Fields called an audible. I highly doubt it, to be honest. A hot route, I should say. I highly doubt he did. I think this is Luke Getsy doing a little bit of scheming. And this is what you need because you got a lot of good stuff on this play. First of all, they send a 5-man pressure. So already they got less people to cover. But then Mooney coming out of backfield automatically gets your attention. And so it's a lot to think about. And once you see that these linebackers, they don't fly up. Because really, I mean, you probably thought that too. They might hurry up and try to get to the flat route, and that's wide open. But either way, even better, you get 3 guys covering 1 guy, and that's wide open. Then he makes that throw out getting hit. And we'll look at that as well. Once we get to... Oh, I went too far. Once we get to the end zone copy. But those types of things, those types of adjustments are needed, especially with the pack, because this is very familiar to last year how they played us. And so when they're bringing 5-man fronts, you have to be able to adjust. So as I said, 5 versus 5, Kenny Clark whoops. I wouldn't say whoop, but he beats Whitehair. That's all that was. Justin Fields hangs in, makes that throw. And Justin Fields, if hopefully you can see with the slow motion just how much velocity this man has on his throws. Justin Fields completely has the arm ability to do anything that you really need him to do. I wouldn't say he's Anthony Richardson or Josh Allen, but he's every bit of velocity that Pat Mahomes has. So next 3 plays we'll be watching. So now here's the rollout that everybody wants, the play action, the boot. So we play action, we boot around. Justin's able to make a off-platform throw. Komet gets knocked down immediately. As I said, not a whole lot of yak there. And Jair likes to tackle. So the thing here for me, and I'll let it play, but I just feel like there was a miscommunication here. Because as you can see, we got a guy that's wide open, which happens when it's naked. But it usually is not the interior guy. It's usually the person that's on the end line of scrimmage. So here, Tunion's going to go up into a route. Komet's going to kick out Van Ness, and nobody's going to take this guy. And I don't know 96's name, so sorry about that. So as you can see, look, Darnell Wright blocks down. Everybody blocks down like his zone. Like an inside zone, you turn around, fake the handoff, and come outside this way. Usually, everybody blocks down. In this end man line of scrimmage, you help, he gets out of position, you come around him. That's standard. What we do here is Komet jumps out, blocks the end man. Darnell and everybody else is blocking down to make it look like zone. And Tunyon does not block anybody and goes out into a route. I don't know if he would. I mean, I doubt you had both tight ends delay release. I don't know. But it feels to me that either Komet was supposed to block down and then release, or Tunyon was supposed to do something there. Either way, they leave somebody wide open. That throws off the timing. But the play still happens. Komet gets off his block. Obviously you got receivers that are going to flood that way, but really this is a Komet route. He just doesn't do anything with it. He still ends up one-on-one with a corner and just gets knocked down. But again, not making it easy for Justin Fields. And I would have to say that's a mistake more so than bad play design. That would be my guess. All right, so the next play, we motion 2x2. Play action there. Now, this, I think, is a miscommunication as well. And I'll tell you why. I don't know what happened there. I just know 2 things. I know Lucas Van Ness made an incredibly athletic play. And I know that people are blocking downfield. So, look here, Komet. Komet is looking to stalk block. He wasn't running the route. Mooney is completely blocking. And he was blocking before. And then you got not a lineman downfield, but that's just what it looked like to me. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, what exactly was this supposed to be? Was this supposed to be a read option? Because we got some guys that are blocking downfield. We got the zone. It looks like play action, but like I said, and Mooney might have started blocking because he saw Justin, but he wasn't doing anything. Komet was already blocking. So I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a read, a play action, what exactly that was supposed to be. But you look at it, go back here. Van Ness, again, is the end man of the line of scrimmage. He's going to step down. So in theory, you would think, okay, Justin Fields can pull this and make a run from it. He's coming down. And so you would think in any situation, Justin Fields could beat him for that touchdown. But Lucas Van Ness just makes a hell of a play. I mean, Fields stumbles, yes, but Van Ness, and they pointed it out during the game, he just has a good angle. And he's super athletic. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of him, but I knew he was a project. He was a piece of clay you could mold because he is athletic. Watch him plant and get flat, covering ground, long steps, takes him down. So some type of miscommunication. Play didn't go the way we wanted. Now this last play, and we'll call it a night. I'll let it run and we'll talk about it. So we got trips to the left, tight end open, backside on the right. This is third down in our red zone, almost in our white zone. Pocket holds up decently. Boom. I'm sorry. That was kind of funny how it hit Douglas in the back of the head and he just fell. But obviously he was falling with the receiver. So here's the thing. You're like, okay, that was a bad throw. But top of the drop, let's look at what we got. You got curl, 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 curl. Box out, box out, box out. What was this play? You do not run a bunch of curls almost 15 yards out. I mean, again, if DJ Moore runs this curl dead down the middle of the hashes, you get 3 defenders looking at him. But then you got somebody coming here, whatever. We got a flat route too, by the way. But then you got somebody coming here or somebody doing something else. Then it makes sense. But when everybody's doing it, all you're doing is congesting everybody. So then, who is this? Komet? So then Komet is one-on-one. And I'm guessing you want to just kind of alley-oop him. If that's the case, that's not the throw you make. You don't throw a bullet throw dead at the back of the corner's head. If that's the case, if the thought process is everybody box out and just play alley-oop, you got to put that ball up high, Justin Fields. So that throw was absolutely ridiculous. But this play call was absolutely ridiculous. So again, you could get a benefit of the doubt, say that was a miscommunication. But I don't know what they was trying to run here. Like I said, he's got time in the pocket to make a choice. But that was just terrible. Everybody's plastered. That was just terrible. So there you go. We went through a good amount of plays. We see Justin Fields making the choice to check down to the flat. We see some very questionable play calls. We see the team not being on the same page. And we see the offensive line still being very leaky. Although I would venture to say, and we didn't watch the rest, but I would venture to say it wasn't as, instantaneous pressure as people like to make it seem like. But I watched this whole game. There's definitely plays where the offensive line just completely failed Justin Fields. But there's times Justin Fields didn't make plays either. Again, I feel like a broken record, so I can't say that I'm going to do the rest of the plays anytime soon. But we'll see as the season goes throughout. But I'm telling you, I really feel like fans just don't want the answer, especially if the answer is not blaming someone and getting rid of somebody. Sometimes it is what it is. And it's been what it is for Justin Fields and this team for a hot second. And we come into the new year. We got DJ Moore. We drafted right tackle. We did all these things. It is what it is. I'm not saying it can't change. But when everybody's asking why, the answers have been there. They're right here on film. And so then we just got to make those steps to clean it up. And it's not going to be a one-person thing. That's all that is. So anyway, go down comment section. Let me know what you think. Share it around. Get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you for listening. And remember, stay up and bear down.